Okay. Hello, everybody watching this. I'm just gonna make a quick recording of, or try to here, but for some reason this won't go away. Get out there. There you go. Just want to close some of these windows here. I wanted to show you guys game I made using C++. This was a course I took my spring semester of my senior year as a game programming course. And the final project was everyone basically designed and coded their own game. So, I got everyone's games here from the class, but this is my game. I didn't really have a very good name for it. I only made it in a few weeks, so obviously it's not doesn't have a story or anything like that, so it's just a basic game. It's called Trees and Horses because, those are the two things you interact with in the game. So then I'll start it up here. We used a graphics engine called Ogre. So this is the Ogre rendering. I'm trying to see if I can get it full screen. No, so I can bring it in. I got a dual monitor here, so I'm going to be able to bring it into the other monitor so that it's running, blah blah blah. Let me bring this over if I can. Okay, so here is my game. I don't know how well you can see that. Move this up a little. Alright, there you go. So, you drive this car, and you run into horses, and that gives you points. The horses kind of fly around. You can jump off ramps here, hit the ground. If you hold down, I think it's space, you go really fast, you can run into the tree. Took away one of my life bars down there, so I just hit that horse and tapped it. So as you can see, it's not... Oh, just hit that tree pretty hard. If you get flipped over, you can press enter to jump. Just trying to get my car back to the side. There we go. So, you can drive around. I do have a time limit. That factors into your score if you make it to the end before the time runs out. When we originally made these games, they were on computers that were pretty slow. So that was a horse stuck in my car. So the computers are pretty slow, and that timer was going down much slower. So it almost had a Mario effect to it. In the Mario games, the timer's going down. So this is it's a linear course. I actually made almost all the textures you see right now. I made the terrain texture. It's got hills and stuff. Apparently can run into things. The whole thing, we had a bunch of different, assignments, and basically this was a culmination of all the things we tried out. So I got physics in here, as you can see with the car, flips over, runs into things, has friction on the ground, things like that. These trees, I actually made these trees using a program called Blender. That's what it's called. It's basically open source. And there you go. I got to the end of the course. It says I win. Pretty sure if I hit trees a couple more times, I'll still die. Looks like I just got flipped by that one. So I made these textures. I edited the horse. I didn't make it originally. Got it online. The car was a texture that came with it, but I did have to edit the wheels. They were too small. So the wheels, each wheel is actually an individual body. The Ogre has an actual class for a vehicle, so you can attach what you want to move the vehicle. So it has an engine, has power, how powerful that engine is, and those wheels are attached to axles. And you could actually do a four-wheel drive vehicle. I just did front-wheel drive, simpler. That drives around. I spent a lot of time getting my vehicle to work. That was one of the bigger things I had to do for this game. Trees, as far as collisions going, we had to learn how to do collision detection. So That's something that took not too long. The trees and the ramps and the horses are all randomly placed in this like these coordinates. Let me see if I can still die, and I'll show you what happens when you die. I'm not sure if I changed that or not. I haven't played this in a few months, so let's see if I run into a couple more trees here. Okay, even my computer. I have a pretty fast computer, and I guess, even some program that I have to say this was the first course I did C++. Garbage collecting was not my thing. I'm very used to Java, things similar to Java, doing stuff like that. It doesn't look like I can still die, so maybe I'll start over after I explain a little more. Back to the vehicle, as I was saying. So these you could actually make the wheels whatever you wanted. So if you wanted to have square wheels, you could have square wheels. It wouldn't work. I don't think it would work. But yeah. So another thing that actually would have been in this game if it wasn't for the slower computers is I had walls made out of bricks, and when you hit it with a car, you would actually break through that wall, and it actually looked pretty cool. The physics, it uses something called bullet physics engine. It's pretty cool. Works pretty well from what I could gather. So actually here I can, a glitch I added in the game, can make a car go flying. Unfortunately, it looks like I'm not going to quite be able to show you what I want to show you. That the landscape is actually pretty big. We learned how to do random and custom landscapes in Ogre, and that was one of the things I did for this. And the track actually is quite big. It had curves and does things like that, but I realized it was too big, running out of time a little bit for the project, so I wanted to just have a game you could play. So of course I can click on the quit button. So that's basically my game. Took probably a month and a half, I think. We all worked pretty hard in our games, and most of them turned out quite well, I think. So I just wanted to show you that. It was coded entirely in C++. I used Blender to make some of those images, and I used Paint to make the texture. And other than that, that's basically my game. So thanks for watching.